Midori here from Ecam Network, makers of Ecam Live. For those of you who are new to Ecam, Ecam Live is an all-in-one live streaming production platform for Mac users. Today in our Meet the Pros series, we have XayLi Barclay. XayLi is an online video coach and a Thinkific coach, which we'll get into. She's also the owner of the Start, Shoot, Grow video for Business Academy, and she's totally wonderful. We actually met XayLi in March at Social Media Marketing World, and I've been talking to her a bunch this morning. She has so much knowledge and information. She's super fun and just really fabulous. So if you have any questions for XayLi, please feel free to leave a comment, and we'll try to get to those during the broadcast, and then if not during, then at the end. So without further ado, here is XayLi. Hi,
Hey
XayLi.
guys. Hey,
We're so
thank you
happy.
so much for having me.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you on. It's really exciting. Like I said, I got to meet you at Social Media Marketing World, so I've actually met you in person, which you're the first person that I've interviewed that I've actually met before, so that's really cool. And
Oh,
and you're super fashionable and fun. So
oh,
I know I can learn multiple things from you, more than just about live streaming. Um, but just to get us started, why don't you tell us a bit about your business and what you do, and yeah, all that great stuff.
Thank you so much, Midori. It's special to me too because social media marketing world for me was really about getting to meet people in person because I've been behind the computer and the screen for so long. So, that was really great. What do I do? I teach people how to really stand out and dominate the camera, how to get confident on camera and connect their video content to their products and services, right? Because video
Yeah.
is just the best way, I feel like, I'm probably biased, to market yourself, right? Online, to market your business online, and it's free. So why
Yeah.
not? So, in a
Exactly.
nutshell, that is what I do.
That's so cool. So tell us then about like when you started going live for the first time. Like when did you start venturing into live broadcasting?
I started venturing into live broadcasting, I want to say probably 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've
You
been
really
doing
are a
live
pro.
for a long time. Yeah. Listen, getting there or here, it took so many trials and errors, but
Hmm.
I feel like consistency is what got me to really fall in love with the camera, and just being able to help people on the other end was really amazing and kept me pushing through and wanting to do it again and again and again.
Yeah, totally. So when you first started, I know it's been a while. Like some people I've talked to have to remember back 2 years, and you have to remember back like 5 years. But what were some of the biggest like obstacles that you ran into when you were like, okay, I'm going to, be committed to going live and be on a regular schedule?
Right. I mean, the first thing that I know I encountered was thinking about what other people would say, like,
Okay.
or am I saying
Yeah.
the right thing? Or I'm originally from the Caribbean. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So I have an accent and I live in the US. And when I get excited, my Trinidadian accent just does its own thing.
Right.
so, so, I had a lot of things like, do I look right? What's my background? Like a lot of things that I definitely had to like just push out of the way and really remember I had a special message that I wanted to share. And at that time, I was a beauty influencer,
Okay.
and I got so good at video that I transitioned into teaching that because nobody wanted to hear about what I had to say about my lipstick anymore. It was like, tell me about this video.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
yeah, that's really how it happened and what happened. But yeah, those were some of my obstacles.
Yeah, definitely. And so Zaylee and I were talking before this live, and I'm pretty new to going live myself. And so I was talking about some of the obstacles that I've run into, and things I've learned, and have so much more appreciation for people who do go live so frequently. And my boss said to me, "You said totally so many times." in last week on your video, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know why I say that. It's not something I normally say, but it was just for whatever reason, my nervous energy was bringing out the word totally. So
Totally.
we'll see how many times I say that today.
You
But that
know, that it's the thing. It's the thing. I know for me, my brain moves much faster than my mouth, right?
yes,
And when you're live, you're like thinking ahead of because you want to jump onto the next thing that you have planned out to say. So for me, I know I do a lot
yes,
while my brain is making the transaction like, okay, say this. So it is something that happens. I
yeah. And when you
totally get that.
totally. And the other thing too is like a lot of people do pre-recorded video, but you can just
Yeah.
easily edit out those ums. But the beautiful thing I think is that no matter how many times you say or totally, people will are very forgiving, I think. And so I think that you just sort of have to get used to it, and the more you get used to it, the less you'll say and the less you'll say totally. And so yeah.
That is true. Your message is what really matters. I feel like
Yeah.
people don't even realize how much you and unless they're looking for it. But most
Yeah.
times they're really looking for your message and what you've come on to share.
Yeah, so come on with passion and know what your message is. I think that's really good advice.
Yes.
Tell us. So the next thing I wanted to ask you about is what platforms you like to go live to, or that you like to do video for. Because you can with Ecamm Live, you can also do pre-recorded video.
Oh
So,
yeah.
tell us about like what platforms you like to use.
Well, so YouTube is my preferred platform because
Okay.
it's a search engine and because video is so engaging and you're able to build a relationship with video. And I really like that's one of the things I really appreciate because I have that in person connection through the
Yeah.
camera, right? It's just that's all that it is, right? So I love using YouTube. I love supplementing my YouTube content with Facebook content. So YouTube is my main content. It allows other people to find me, people that may have never found me on Facebook, that weren't my friends, that weren't referred by friends. I love that, and I'm able to use Ecamm to either stream live to YouTube, to teach on YouTube, and to record pre-recorded videos as well, right? And so I use Facebook and my Facebook group for content that is like supplemental to or more in depth because you have the perk of being in my Facebook group, so you get more of my attention in there.
Right.
So those are my two like really preferred platforms for video.
Awesome.
I do like Instagram too, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, Instagram is very popular too. That's so cool. So, yeah, so tell us a little bit about that because I know that a lot of people who are really interested in building community. So, do you have any sort of tips and tricks in that? I mean, I know obviously going live is a good way to do it, but what are some other ways that you've sort of helped to like boost your community through live broadcasting or video?
I mean, definitely consistency,
Mm-hmm.
like giving yourself a schedule, like, knowing that you want to go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, planning out a theme for the month and keeping consistent with
Oh,
that theme because having a theme helps people follow through. Like they want to hear what else, like, let's say you have part one this week and
yeah.
you have part two of the theme next week. They've already been sucked into part one. So they're already
Yeah.
like, ready. So it's kind of like episodes. I like to think about
Yeah.
things like a show. So it's
Yeah.
like you can't wait to hear what's happening next week or to find out what I figured out about something that I've been testing next week. So I
Right.
really like doing that. And I feel like that helps build community as well. You find people that relate to the content that you're sharing live, and that
Right.
causes them to come back and also to interact with each other. So it just
Mm-hmm.
ends up being like a whole family of people who are supporting each other to get to a specific goal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really love that. Cool. Yeah, and I think we found really too that, even on playback, I mean, if people aren't
Uh-huh.
able to watch you live, like on playback, people ask questions and you can go back in there and see what people are asking, answer their
Yes.
questions, and also like get really great ideas. I mean, that's the coolest thing about
Yes.
our community is our community, our Ecamm Live community are the people that provide us with the best ideas and tips and
Mm,
tricks. And like I was mentioning to you earlier when we were talking, like we're software creators. We're not
Yeah.
necessarily expert live broadcasters ourselves, which is part of the reason why we wanted to do this series. And so
Right.
it's really great for us to be able to talk to you and get your feedback so we can know what you guys actually want, so to make your lives easier
Yes.
and to make you guys have better content. So it's really, really great that, we have our community for that purpose, because you guys make us better every single day, and we love you all so much. Um, so tell us a little bit about your experience actually using Ecamm Live. So you're a very early adopter. I think you've been using it for a
Yes.
couple of years, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the features that you like, and how you use that to kind of grow your community.
Right. For me, I like creating a really different experience. I've always loved creating a different experience online. I felt like it has always allowed me to stand out. And now more than ever, there's a lot of saturation online. So, video I've been teaching video for years, and it's like
Mhm.
I've been saying the same thing year after year. So, like, guys, if you don't get on camera now, you're gonna miss out. So it's
Yeah.
like, for me, just being able to create or make my videos look how I want them to look was what drew me to Ecamm. Like, other people were using other things, and I was like, it had the company's branding on it. And I'm
Mm,
huge on branding and visuals.
yeah.
And when I found Ecamm, I realized that I could input my colors. So I would go make a PNG in Canva, which is a free platform, and upload it. And this was early. And I would upload it into Ecamm. I would have my call to actions. I would have, my name. I would have the top. And it was just a way for me to really continue, like an extension of my brand. Like,
Yeah.
it was still on brand. People were like, what are you using? I'm like, it's this thing. It's $30. Go get it now, because it's worth way more than $30. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was really my thing. I like that I could have uh, bended the platform, like done what I wanted with Ecamm. I love that I could have added call to actions, a description, a title. I like that I could have. It was like a whole interface. I could have seen comments. I could have, added my own. Like, I would copy and paste my call to action. That at that time, Facebook wasn't iffy about you adding links. And while I
Mhm.
was teaching and talking, I would be like dropping the link, and that would lead to sales. So I would copy the
Yeah.
link before every broadcast, and I would copy paste it as I was talking, like, guys, go get that now. Go get that now. And it was just so interactive, and I loved that Ecamm kept improving. Like, there was always an update. Like, I was asking, oh gosh, another update, but let me see what it is. Like, I
Yeah.
love that about Ecamm. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's really why I started using it. And hey, I'm here today with you guys still.
Yeah, that's so great. We love hearing that. Yeah, we try to only do updates when we're bringing out really, really cool features, or
Yes.
trying to fix something that perhaps broke, because a lot of our
Yeah,
users use Facebook, and so like Facebook changes, and so we have to change along with it.
totally get
But
it.
we try to keep super on top of those things,
Which
and
is
um and
good.
also new features as well.
Yeah.
For those of you, if you're joining us, you'll definitely want to check out our Ecamm Live community Facebook page, because that's where people share, in addition to things like this, like, talking to you, but people share all their little tips and tricks. Like you just mentioned Canva. Like, people are always sharing like stuff that we're like, how do you even do that? Like,
Yes,
and
yes.
doing their own
No, that's
videos just to
good.
share with the community. I mean, I've learned so much from our customers, and customers are learning from each other. So we'll try to get a link up to join the Ecamm Live. But you just look up Ecamm Live community on Facebook, and you can request to join. So that's really great. But I love that. I want to know about Thinkific and what you're doing with them. We actually met them as well at Social Media Marketing World. So tell us about what that is, and what you're doing with them.
Right. So Thinkific is a course platform. So you're able to build your own course on your own site, host it, and get paid for your knowledge, for what you know, right? And so I actually developed a really amazing relationship with them over the years. I was also like early on them. I'm just like a geek. Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, what can
you're
do
an
this or
early
what can do
adopter.
that?
You're an early adopter.
Yes. So, so I've been on that platform for years. I've been teaching courses on that platform. And, through a video, they found my content and asked me to be one of their experts because I was bending the platform to make it do what I wanted it to do. Right. It's the same thing like Ecamm. And so, in that, now I'm able to help other people get their courses up, get their courses running. And then it works perfectly because I'm able to also help them with video content as a course, as in their course, as content for their course, and also with video marketing as well. So it just pulls so beautifully together, you know. But yes, I love being one of their experts. I'm able to really help other people change their own lives through courses and video content.
That's really, really cool. Yeah. And I think that I mean, I've been learning so much more about how like online courses, like I think they were just like at the like very tip of the iceberg on this like online course. Like everyone's just going to be getting all their knowledge from online courses from other
Oh yeah.
experts. It's like it's totally the future. Well, it's the current, but it's going to get even bigger in the future.
Yeah, it
And
is definitely.
so I think that that's really great. And with Ecamm Live, you can actually use all of our features to do record only, which I don't know, not everyone may know
Oh yeah,
about that. And
I
so
do.
oh yeah, so you can select record only, and also if you are live, you can use the recorded video. It'll automatically record all your lives, so
Yeah,
your live broadcast. So that's really great because you know, like you said, being consistent is really important. And I think we've also discussed repurposing. Um,
yeah,
repurposing those videos that you've already been live and that went so well, why not repurpose them on all your different platforms that are
exactly.
pre-recorded? Yeah, I actually met another person at Social Media Marketing World who was an early adopter of Ecamm Live, and she said that she would go live once a week on her Facebook and then use her pre-recorded video on YouTube like later that week. And it
Yes,
was like just like super easy. And she said she did that solidly. And you said consistency. She said she did that
yeah.
solidly for a year. And she said she has so much business, she doesn't even know what to do with all of her business. And I was like,
I
that's
know
great.
it's true.
Yeah.
It is
And
so true.
yeah.
Yes, if you really do things from a strategic standpoint, then you're able to create your YouTube video. Create your video plan, like whatever your video is going to be about,
Right.
and you're able to teach that live and still put it into YouTube and make it something that people are searching for, make it the solution to
Yeah.
a problem that someone's having. And so you're able to dominate both platforms doing that, you know? So
Yeah,
that is
totally.
pretty cool. I think for me and my students, they love that you're able to use Ecamm, even like sharing your screen. Like sometimes I would record webinars within Ecamm, and what I would do is just put a little go into Canva, make a PNG, a little picture of yourself,
Hmm.
and put it in the corner of my screen so that the person feels like they're hearing my voice, and although they're not seeing me,
Oh.
they're seeing that little picture, and I'm screen sharing. So
Oh.
a little hack there. You
That
can
is
do
a
a full
very smart
webinar on
hack.
Canva.
I like
Yes.
that. I mean, Canva is so great. I've used it before. I've made a few YouTube videos doing like tutorials and stuff. And
Yes.
again, like being able to make your own stuff is like so cool.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the things we can do now with like Canva and like Ecamm Live and like other stuff like this, like we all have these like incredible, businesses now that
Can you
you can
imagine?
just do
That's
everything.
so
It's so
sweet.
amazing. This is a little
Yeah.
tangential, but my landlord is an old lady in her 80s, and
Uh-huh.
she was a graphic designer back when you did everything by hand. And
Oh,
whenever I talk to
wow.
her about this stuff, I'm just like, I mean, I think it's totally
Yeah.
incredible that she does that, but I just think like, and I mean, she's been retired for a very long time, but I just like
Right.
wonder what she could have done with all this technology, but she was doing
Oh,
everything by hand.
I
And
would
like it
love
just
to pick her brain.
yeah, she's a really really cool lady. I
That
mean,
she's like gold. Like, oh my gosh.
she
Like,
still has a flip phone, so she's not doing any kind of technology. But still, I just
no
like
live
wonder
streaming.
if she'd had those options like
What would she
Canva
have
and
done?
again like she did amazing work by hand, so I can just only imagine what she
Yeah.
could do with technology. Um, so cool. So I also want to know about Start, Shoot, Grow Video for Business Academy, and like what that is, who you're working with, what you're teaching. I know you've talked about it a little bit, but I want to know more about that specifically.
Oh, yes, I would love to answer that. So, in Starship Grow, and you can head over to www.starshootgrow.com to find out more. Shameless plug. Thank you, Midori. Uh, we're currently closed for enrollment right now, but in there, what I do is really help people get from, first of all, not even knowing how to get on camera or approach the camera to getting them confident on camera, helping them understand who their ideal audience really is, helping them understand their offer and how they're able to position themselves as the solution to their ideal clients, or I like to say your ideal subscriber or your ideal viewer, like I
Mm-hmm.
think in video. What are they wanting to see? What are they struggling with? What are they searching for? So how are you positioning yourself as that person or as that go-to person? So really taking someone from being shy or not confident on camera, which I call confidence,
Oh,
to
confidence.
selling their products. Yeah.
That's
To selling
brilliant.
their products and services. Yes, with confidence on
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
And being able to use video as a machine so that you have, recurring income, recurring opportunities, and things like
Hmm.
that. So that's really what I do in there, really nurture people and take them along this path that helps
Yeah.
them come out on the other end confident and using video as a vital part of their business because it really is. Conversions are higher with video. We all know
Yeah.
that, and there's so many technicalities in video
Hmm.
for even like the whole setup, but even planning, you know, yeah,
Hmm.
no. Setup is not as hard as people think it is, but what is harder is the planning, like
It is.
understanding, like, okay, so I'm going to launch in June, or I'm going to launch in May. Like, what are my dates? How am I planning around this? How am I going to use video content to really grow my audience and gain traction and, touch so many people and then convert those people into? So it's just all of the moving parts of doing that is what I
Yeah.
really teach in the academy. And it's really what I enjoy. And just seeing people just afraid of the camera
Yeah.
to full blown confidence is
Yeah. Well, I'll definitely have to check your stuff out because, like I've said before, like I feel this is my fourth live interview, and I'm getting more confident every
yeah,
day. But you're right. I mean, there's so much planning to do. There is the technology side. There's the planning what you're going to say, and it's the you're the talent as well as the knowledge. And
yeah,
being the talent and the knowledge and the planner and the tech
yeah,
person, it's
yeah,
it's a lot. And so,
yep,
having tools and resources and someone helping you to figure out how to do that stuff is like so key and so helpful. And I think
yes,
that, I have my little team that helps me
yeah,
do my tests and make sure my
yes.
boss telling me I said totally too many times, and and I think that along those lines, it's really great to have someone like you and to have your friends and community when you're starting out to like help you, give
Yeah,
constructive feedback. And within Ecam Live, you can make a small test group if you wanted to with just your
mhm,
your friends and family and your coach, and just be like, all right, I'm gonna go do a practice run. I have an
exactly.
undergraduate degree in theater, and so I've been really associating a lot of this stuff with like what it's like to do live theater. I mean,
That's how
you
I
need
think about
yeah, you need to have rehearsal. You do.
Yes,
The,
exactly.
people don't put up plays without rehearsal. And
Thank you.
then you need to have a technical rehearsal where you make
Yes,
sure all the audio, video is working,
yes.
everything's good. You need to have your little script. I mean, it's
Oh my gosh. Yes, come through, Midori. Check you out.
well, I mean,
Yes,
I've been doing this, and I'm like, okay, this is really like a play.
yes,
We're putting
yes.
on a mini play.
It's a show. Yes.
Yeah, totally. So that's really been helping me, and I think that you know, but I'm sure that you have way more. I mean, I'm brand new, but these are just the reflections I've been having over the past little bit. But yeah, so I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Okay, so I do have a question. So,
Uh-huh.
what would you say is the thing that you sort of hear the most? Like what, I mean, I know you said like confidence and stuff, but like,
Yeah.
is there like any, like when you feel like, oh, I keep giving this piece of advice over and over again. I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot with this question,
Yeah, no, no
but
worries.
like what, what's the kind of thing that really is the big step between kind of standing in the way of doing this kind of stuff?
I really, let me tell you what it is, not knowing who you're talking to when you go live
Mm,
or when you're recording.
yeah.
If you don't know who you're talking to and you're not able to give them a solution or something useful or valuable, that's where everything comes on the front end. Like, I'm scared because you're scared. We are afraid of the unknown, right?
Mm,
So you're afraid
yes.
because you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know what you're going to talk about. You
Mm,
don't know. So creating a plan for that and understanding your message, but first understanding who you're talking to, right? So what am I
yeah.
solving for this person today? Even if you want to come on live and just, shoot the breeze and talk about something that you learned yesterday, who is it for? Who are you specifically speaking to? So I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of us are not thinking about that. Like, who is this person that you're speaking to on the other end? And for me, that has helped tremendously for my students. That has helped tremendously because then you
Yeah.
start getting ideas for content. Everything starts getting clear because you understand
Yes.
who this person is, what they are struggling with. And then that takes away a layer of fear when it comes to getting on camera because then you have a better idea of what you're going to say and what's really going to resonate. Kind of like talking to your old self, right?
Yeah.
So it's like your old self couldn't figure out how to use Ecamm. And yourself
Right.
now
Yeah.
has it on lock. And so now you're teaching your old self how
Hmm.
to do whatever it is. So understanding that person and their pains, their problems and their pains is going to help you get more confident with being live. And it's also going to help with consistency because then you understand even more. So now after you set up Ecamm, well, how do you go live? Oh, that's another video. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how
Yeah.
often should I go live? That's another
Another
video.
video.
So,
Yeah.
it's going to start, building. So I think really understanding who you're talking to is a game changer. And a lot of people
Yeah.
don't map that out from the point of the person that's watching. Like, we have our ideal avatar and all those things, but what about catering to that viewer?
Yes.
I think that's a
That's,
game changer.
yeah, I think that might be the like game changing, you really are the pro advice that you just gave, because I think that I mean, I know we're talking to like people who are
Thank you.
either Ecamm Live users or want to be Ecamm Live user, not want to be, but like are
Yeah.
potential users,
Arch.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's, but as I'm going live, well, it helps a little bit when I'm doing an interview because I'm talking to you. um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at the same time, like what kinds of questions would a viewer want me to ask you?
Yeah.
That would be a good thing to think about. So I
Right.
think that that's
Exactly.
like, and what's the value? Like, how are
Yeah.
people going to get value out of watching this? They're going to watch
Yeah.
longer
What are
the
they
more
walking away
valuable
with?
it is.
Right.
Yeah,
Are they
I
walking
think,
away with tools, resources,
yeah,
tips, like, tips for them to get over their fear of the camera? Like, what are they walking?
yeah,
And I feel like that's a huge thing. Like, just understanding your video planning from
yeah.
that perspective, then that helps you position your product or your service
Right.
as the thing that they need.
The other thing I really like that you said, I think is really valuable, is that the amount of confidence you can get when you overcome these things and is so valuable. I mean, you go from being terrified and shaking in your boots,
Yeah.
not knowing what to do, and then you figure out the software, you figure out the technology, you
Yeah.
figure out how to be live. I mean, those are a lot of things you have to be good at.
Yeah.
And
Right?
so it
It's
really
a
is a
skill.
huge accomplishment when you've gotten there. And it's one thing that multiple people have said, and you're the person who's been doing this the longest, so I think that you've been confident about this for the
Uh-huh.
longest time. But a lot of people that I talk to are like, if I can do it, if I can be live,
Mm.
you can be live.
Anybody, yes.
Like
Yeah.
I have they're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but now I go live twice a week and it's no problem and
Oh,
it's easy breezy, and like I still have to do all my checklists to make sure everything goes smoothly,
yeah.
but and anybody can get there.
Anybody can get. I remember when I first started going live, I would be shaky, like literally, like
Yes. Yes.
shaking. I would be so afraid.
Yeah.
And, my boyfriend would tell me, it's just, people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sir, if you're not doing this, you
Yeah.
don't have an opinion.
That
Okay?
is
Let me
very,
see you
very
go live.
true.
Right?
That's very true.
But after a while, I did start thinking about it like that. Like they are people. And if I come on with a specific approach or something that I want to share, then, there is a high chance that I'm going to grab their interest. So it's about you.
Yeah.
Like you are in control. You are
Yes.
in control as the person. The craziest thing is if you ask a question, I can't remember who said this, but it was a game changer for me. If you ask someone a question, whether you know the answer or you're an expert or not, they automatically think, well, you must know the answer, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, like if you ask, do you know how many, you know, I don't even know how many flowers are in something. I don't know,
Right.
but I'm trying to think about too many things. But they think, well, no, I don't know what, and they look at you like, well, tell me,
Yeah. Yeah,
right? So you're
exactly.
in
You're
control.
in control. You're the expert.
Yes.
Totally. Yeah, oh my God, I just said totally. My boss is gonna get after me. I'm just teasing. He's wonderful and delightful. Um, so
They
yeah,
are.
I really agree with
Yeah.
that, and I think that for the most part, there are always going to be trolls, but for the
Oh
most
yeah.
part, people will have a lot of respect for your confidence
Oh
and
yeah.
your ability to. I mean, it's really bravery. I mean, I'm not a
It
huge Harry Potter person at all, but
is.
everyone who does live is in Gryffindor because they're all brave.
Let me tell you, yes. Yes, no, it is
Yeah.
so true. And,
Yeah.
and I think that the beautiful thing about video, and I always tell my students this, the beautiful thing about video is that anytime you look at a video, you're thinking, oh, I wish I could do that, or I want to do that. So why can't you
Yeah.
be that person for your
Yeah.
industry?
You can. You
You
absolutely
can.
can. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I this is like a little tangential, but sort of along those lines. Like one thing, so this is I was in a Lyft, like Uber Lyft
Hmm.
rideshare,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I was talking to this couple that started a marketing business decades ago. And they were
Right.
talking about how when they first started their business, they had to go and see clients all the time. They had to, there was really no email. There was definitely no like web pages or anything like that. I mean, these was an older couple. And we had to go and talk to people, and build those relationships. And then we had email and everything kind of got behind email and all that stuff. And
Right.
well, that's great. And it makes everything more efficient. I'm not dissing technology because I love technology, but I think
Right.
the really beautiful thing about going live is that you really can build community. People can get to
Oh
know who you
my
are
gosh.
the same way they would if you used to walk into their office and shake their hand and get to
Yes.
know them and have that personal relationship. They know who you are. You can be
Yes.
yourself and share things, and I think it is a complete game changer for businesses. I really do.
It
If they can
really
put
is.
a
You're
face
so
and a
right.
voice to your business, and so I told them about this. I was like, yeah, we don't really have that anymore, but we have live video, and you can reach
Right?
so
Oh
many
my
more
God.
people. Right now we have 113 hearts and 16 thumbs up. So
Hey
within
there.
30 minutes, we've connected to a lot of people. Um, let's see. We have a couple people saying hi. Do you know Stephanie Lou?
Yes, I know Stephanie Lou. I love her. You guys need to
Yeah.
have her on here. She kills
Yeah.
live
She
video and
yeah,
she uses Ecamm.
she's a
Shameless
big
plug.
fan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Stephanie.
And then Dean Reynolds, oh no, Dean Reynolds actually said hi to Stephanie. um
Ooh,
and
okay. Hey,
then and
Dean.
then and then Stephanie said, "Come on screen with your passion." And then Dean
Yes.
said, "So true." So that's definitely some of the best advice. And then Mel said, "Hi from the UK." Hi,
Hey,
Mel.
Mel.
Yeah, see how far your reach can go? Really, really
Hey.
far. Not just your neighbors, but
Right? So
so
true.
Yeah. So thank you so much for being on here. We'd love to have you on again,
Oh,
especially when
thank
I get
you.
a little better at being live too.
You're already
Um,
there. You were awesome today.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
John, John Cole says, "Great stuff, ladies."
Thank you, John.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so we just totally love talking to you, and I said totally again, and we
Yes,
really
you
do.
totally did.
And we'd like to have you back on again at some point. I'm sure that you're going to learn
Yeah.
more and have more knowledge in the future. And as we
Yeah.
start to explore and figure out what kind of information people are looking for. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank
I
you.
absolutely loved it. And if anyone, I did want to say that if anyone else is interested in being interviewed for this series, you've been using Ecamm Live and you want to give your tips and tricks, like please send us an email, send us a Facebook message, join our Ecamm Live community Facebook group. Reach out to us there. We're really easy to get a hold of. We're online all the time. Definitely go check out all of XayLi's stuff. Can you give your website one more time?
My website is XayLiBarclay.com. It's XayLiBarclay.com.
Yeah.
And I'm XayLi Barclay everywhere. And for my video
Okay.
academy, that is www.startshootgrow.com.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
I think we already have a lot of this stuff all over our social media, but we'll like drop that
Yay.
below
Awesome.
and like everyone go check out XayLi's stuff. She knows what she's talking about. She's been doing this for so long and we adore her. And so thank you again so much. And I hope everyone has a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day. I hope you have a wonderful day and see you guys soon. Bye bye.
Bye.